All right, patch rundown. Let's get it. 13.10, 8-minute patch. My God, let me know if this shit's too loud for you, and I'll turn it down.
Hey everybody, Riot Mort here, back with the patch 13.10 rundown. This is the second to last patch of Monstrous Attack. We're nearing the end, and it's time to talk about what changes you can expect on Wednesday. Now, the good news is the meta is in a really good spot. The game is very well balanced at this point.
Good job, Dad.
Which usually tends to happen near the end of a set. But this is really good news as we head into a lot of regions having their regional competitions, as well as we'll have the championship.
All right, come on, patch rundown, come on, baby.
26th to 28th. So definitely make sure you
May
check
26th.
that out. Because of all this, because the meta's in a good spot, because we've got a lot of competition coming up, we're not going to be changing a ton. There's just going to be a few changes because, you know, on the TFT team, we tend to be a bit of a perfectionist. So a couple.
It's a patch rundown in the first minute. It's an 8-minute patch rundown, and he only
see what we can get through.
The intro's a minute long, and you're telling me this patch is 8 minutes long?
All right, first up, the normals with portals, the for fun mechanic.
Do we agree we don't give a shit about this? Agreed.
Changes.
All right. Give me the good stuff.
For our next set, can't wait to talk to you about what this is all about.
Wait, what?
Now, a bit of a teaser for our next set. Portals going to be happening at 75%. So if you're into that for fun thing, a lot more portals going to be happening. Give it a try. Remember, this is a bit of a teaser for our next set. Can't wait to talk to you about what this is all about. But for now, this will have to do.
Portals is the teaser for the next set? Wait, what are these? Does anybody know what any of these icons means? This is Hex Tech, right? This is Hex Tech. Does he like the different like regions of whatever the fuck, the world? Isn't this like Demacia, I think? Those are the regions? Yeah. So, okay. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If Hex Tech is in the next set, I'm hard forcing Hex Tech every set. Their region insignias? Oh, dude, it's gonna be lit. I'm a Hex Tech forcer. One trick.
4-Ace. 4-Ace is a pretty hard thing to get going. It has, you know, a 2-cost,
4-Ace buff,
5-cost.
I guess.
Underperforming, and you know, for how difficult it is to hit. And we want to be very gentle here, very microscopic changes. So we're buffing the execute threshold.
9 gadgeting nerf.
33%, meaning if you can pull off a 4-Ace comp, the payoff will be just a little bit bigger, and go from there. All right, Anima Squad. Anima Squad, we're pretty happy with where it is. When it reaches its peak, if you get a lot of stacks going, it can do very well. Especially true at lower elos, but honestly, even at high elo, we're seeing games where Anima Squad can be played. However...
What? What high elo? What high elo? What do you mean? What are you talking about? 5 Anima, 4.62. What are you talking about? What high elo? It gets worse as we go up. I did a whole video on this. I researched the topic. My dad didn't watch my video.
However, in the early game, it's pretty difficult to play, and 3 Anima is almost never worth playing. So we're buffing 3 Anima from 10 to 15 AD and AP to make sure that they can ease into the early game a little bit more.
Let your dad cook, lil bro. Let your dad cook.
Silas, Jinx start get going.
My dad doesn't care about me either. My God.
Anima fantasy.
Although, okay, admittedly though, the 3 Anima buff is actually really nice because 3 Anima in the early game feels really bad. Although that's supposed to be the trade-off for the traits, I think they should instead buff like 5 Anima, maybe to 40 and then 7 to like 65. That makes way more sense to me. Because MF sucks right now. You never play MF in the Anima tree. You play her in the quick draw tree, and then you just like nobody's gonna care about being able to play Anima early because the scaling's so bad into the late game. I don't know. I don't think I agree with this very much.
All right. Gadgeting. Gadgeting continues to be a bit of a struggle here. You know, we've disabled the augment till 4-2, things like that. Its cap is still really high, and the power of a Gadgeting emblem is still really strong, giving you 27% extra
Okay,
damage.
I like the Gadgeting chain, though.
7% less damage taken. So we're reducing that by 1%, so 3% total. Yeah, so that'll go to 24. But this lowers the cap on Gadgeting a little, so we can make sure that that's in the right place. Should still be desirable, should still be a very powerful thing, and if you can get it out of a Tome of Traits on 2-1, you'll be in this good spot.
I mean, if you get 3... I mean, okay, I honestly don't think that affects Gadgeting very much. I think Gadgeting's still very playable. Like, you lose 3% damage reduction and 3% bonus damage. Right? If you have a 3 item, whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped it to like 7%. I'm sure they're just adjusting the needle very little bits because they don't want it to like be too overpowered. But I'm pretty sure Gadgeting is still incredibly playable in the next patch. There's no way.
All right, on the champion side, Pantheon is actually kind of the best opener and leads to some really powerful positions. And we're okay with that. A 2-star Pantheon can be quite good. It's just dishing out a bit too much damage. And so we're going to reduce that very little here. You can see it's not even 5%. So small adjustment to Pantheon to make sure he's not quite the dominant 1-cost opener.
Yeah,
Draven,
that's fair.
Underperforming. We're just going to let him cast his spell a little bit more
Draven
often.
buffs.
This is obviously going to help mech Draven.
Ooh.
You know, has that Bloodthirster, cast a spell, get a little bit of extra health. So, yeah, small buff to Draven. And then JAX. This one is really probably the only remotely spicy change this patch, because JAX in our data in most of the world just doesn't really perform. He's really narrow. You need, you know, the right items, the right setup, the right augments, and then JAX can perform very well. But we are also seeing Hacker JAX do really well in China, for example.
Hacker
so this
JAX?
is going to be a small buff to make sure he can just have a little bit more base damage. But hopefully it doesn't swing things too hard that we all of a sudden see a JAX championship. I'm pretty skeptical that this small of a change will cause that, but something to keep an eye on.
Wait. Hacker JAX? When the fuck was Hacker JAX a thing? We're looking at the stats real quick on the left side here, right? But even with like 3 hacker, this is a 4.6. He said in China, right? 3 hacker, 4 hacker, 4.59. What the fuck? Wait, does anybody know how this works? Man, China coming up with the spicy comps. Wait, what? Hacker JAX? And then what is it, Blitzcrank? And then what, you roll at 7, need 2? Like, is this the board? Something like this? There's no way this is the board. Wait, really? I saw a way old post about it randomly online. I've won with double trouble with JAX. Really? I understand Hacker is a good answer to the current meta. I just don't see how this is played. Or is it mech? It's like this? 4 brawler, 4 admin maybe? Pretty sure it's mech. Yeah, I think it's mech as well. It's Mechie, 3-star Draven, 3-star JAX, 3-star Shen, 3-star LeBlanc. I mean, you can 3-star a lot of things on this board. What? Yo, should we hard force this today? I'm low-key kind of down. LP's kind of fake. Agreed? Nah. That's crazy. I don't know. That's some spicy tech. I want to look. I'm gonna look into some Chinese VODs. Maybe tomorrow. See if we can look some mech jack games going on.
Concerning when you see a comp win at regionals, and then you're buffing a little bit, but hopefully this should make it less narrow, without raising.
Although I do agree with the JAX buffs. Okay, like realistically, the JAX comp right now, even with a 3-star JAX, is really underwhelming. Typically, you'll play with like the laser core shit with like vertical brawlers. But then you can't even reroll at 7 for JAX. You play like Warwick 2 for the mid game, and then you cap out with JAX 3-stars. But the JAX 3-star just never does anything. It feels really fake. And then most people are going for Warwick 3 instead of JAX 3, usually because they either push level 9 or if they have a lot of JAXs, then they'll hit the JAX 3. But like JAX 3 is like incredibly underwhelming. I don't think it's I don't think this changes much.
Base damage. It's not even the stacking damage.
What about item same as with that hacker?
On the augment side,
probably oh, what if it's AP? Because it doesn't need to ramp up that much, right? So like, what if it was something like this, where it's like JG Shiv, like Rabadons even, or Gunblade? Because it gets Omnivamp from Hacker. Oh no, it's 3 hackers, so I guess it's BT. I guess it's basically the same. But something like this, actually, I think. Almost like the Kaisa build. He just goes into the backline and just kills shit. Ooh, it's kind of spicy. I doubt this is correct, but it could be correct. Because you're going into the backline and you're just trying to kill the squishies, right? And the squishies are like, whatever. Like you just want damage. It might not even be Shiv. It might even be like Rabidons or something. So like this. Oh. Oh, that's so spicy. Oh, that's so spicy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Let's keep going.
Double Trouble is a very fun augment. It opens up new ways to play that you normally don't do. It allows you to, play comps that have never been seen before. But right now, both versions of it, Double Trouble 2 and 3, are underperforming. So they're getting a 10% buff to the additional stats they give. That should help them out.
Okay, I just want to say this. Double Trouble is the most fun augment in the game. I don't care who you are. When Double Trouble is in the meta, it is so fucking fun to play. Because you get to reroll whatever you hit. And it's actually like, you get really sick boards coming out of it. I really like these Double Trouble changes.
Neela Support Augment. This is an augment that's supposed to be really good for duelists, giving 5 of the duelists CC immunity for the whole fight. Continues to underperform, so we're going to make it 6. This puts it really close to Verdant Veil, which means it's almost a prismatic level power. So hopefully this helps this augment be more playable in the duelist comp and can do well.
They're making Neela Support into a prismatic? I mean, okay. Even if you're playing duelists, you almost never take the Neela augment, right? Like, ever? Look at the stats on this thing. It's a 4.83, 4.89, right? So, like, it's like the worst prismatic, though. Verdant Veil? You think Verdant Veil? You think Verdant Veil is the worst prismatic? Huh. Uh-huh. You think having not being able to get CC'd is a bad thing for your entire team? What I will say, though, is that I think there is a world where people just haven't figured out how to play Neela Support yet. I think Neela Support, it's one of those augments you can take for, like... Actually, I don't know. I was thinking about threats. You can play sort of like in a silver, like let's say it's like a silver gold lobby into heroes, and it's like 3-3-3. It's like a niche case scenario where you might want Neela Support over like a Rammus augment. And if you're playing threats, you basically have almost a prismatic. You know what I mean? But I don't really know. I think Neela Support, people are too constrained to the idea that you have to play it in either like Kaisa or Duelist. I'm pretty sure there's probably another line somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if this starts to like pick up steam because somebody in China just figures out like a really sick Neela Support comp. What's good in Double Trouble? Double Trouble Morgana? Okay, Double Trouble does not work with threats. So the really good Double Trouble augments or the best Double Trouble boards are usually you just reroll whatever you hit. It's one of the most flexible, high skill ceiling augments. Because people get really tunnel vision with like, oh, I have to play Double Trouble Kaiser or whatever. That's not always the case. You can play like Double Trouble with 4 costs. You can play Double Trouble 2 costs. You just reroll. Just try to find like, just try to figure out where your tempo is and then you just roll from there. So level 6, for example, if you're really low HP, you Double Trouble tempo through like 2 costs, right? 2 different 2 costs. So you have 4 on the board plus like 2 others. And then you just either decide if you want to reroll or if you want to tempo, right? It's like a really difficult augment to play around. But this is, I would argue Double Trouble, but it's in the meta. It's one of the best augments in the game.
That's basically it on the balance side. Like I said,
what do you mean that's it? Hello? What? Wait, what?
On the augment side, CC immunity for the in the duelist that is replacing.
What? What do you mean, what? Really? There isn't much to really take away from here. I think the only thing that's a little interesting is that 4 Ace got buffed. So I think all this means is that Underground will be a little more playable. Because 4 Ace is usually what you'll tech into after an Underground cash out. Because it's the easiest to pivot into. But I think the Anima squad changes nothing. I guess it depends. If this really allows you to save like an infinite amount of HP in the early to mid game, then maybe. But I doubt it. Because it's pretty easy to hit 5. So this only changes stage 2. So this is kind of fucking useless. Gadgeting doesn't change anything. I think Gadgeting still is super strong. Pantheon slightly nerfs the Lulu comp, but Lulu is already like a very high roll comp. JAX changes are interesting. Double Trouble is interesting. But there's nothing not much to take away from here, honestly. But Yeah. All right, that's the patch. We are gonna play some more TFT. Let's go play some more TFT.